right, guys, so you saw that price there. I'm at the Pilot just outside of Effingham, I believe, and just wanted to start off this vlog video with sharing with you how foolish it is, even after 5 years, to fill up too much fuel at the location where it's the higher price, when I was initially planning only filling up just enough to get to the discounted fuel truck stop where I was going to go to. I got distracted. I've been talking to my buddy on the phone here. He's still on the phone right now, and we're having a good old time just hanging out here, but I let the ball drop and unfortunately filled up almost 49 gallons, which I really don't need to get to my location. I am on my trip with this Keystone Hideout here, travel trailer. I think it's only like 7,000 pounds, going to Hermitage, Missouri. So I did a Ohio full one-day trip from Lafayette to Goshen to Troy to Goshen and then home again. After I picked up this load, brought it home, parked it for a day, and then I'm already on my way to head to Hermitage, Missouri. So anyways, just wanted to start off the video with that. We've got a situation right now. Foolishly, I lost some money by overfilling here at the higher price. So anyways, we're gonna head out on the road, and I've got Mr. Ryder with me back here. He is holding down the fort back there, and we will giddy up and go. All right, guys, so got fuel, still headed through Illinois. I think I'm about to get into Missouri here in a minute, but basically I found out the paperwork is wrong for the time of delivery, being able to do that. The paperwork does always usually say call ahead to find out about that, but evidently time window when they start accepting and stop accepting trailers for the day, I believe the paperwork says, let's see, it says 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., which is fairly, you know, late in the day and kind of surprising. So, anyways, I did want to call ahead and plan out. I do, or so I thought I had wide windows. So even if it was, you know, 3 or 4 or maybe even 5, if it was less than 5:30 or earlier, that I would have enough time. But I called and talked to the guy in charge of accepting, and he said, yeah, there's a problem with that. We have called and talked to transport companies, and yet they continue to keep putting down the wrong time of acceptable delivery. We've called 3 times now, and it's not going to happen. And so evidently they actually stop accepting at 3:30. And currently right now, what does my ETA say for me to be able to drop off is 3:34. You know that there is some construction in between me and the drop-off point. Yeah, this is a major deal here. Thankfully, I wasn't, you know, lollygagging or messing around even, you know, more. I was just kind of taking my time this morning, but this could have cost me 3 hours and 45 minutes I would have lost being able to finish after dropping off today to head back home. But really, I would have had to wait till they opened up tomorrow at 8. It's just interesting. We have things written down, and it's reasonable, I believe it's reasonable to assume that if you wrote something down to give a driver a, you know, perspective or the assumption of they start and stop between these hours, why would you write down certain hours if it's wrong? And then to come to find out, the dealership says that's been wrong for apparently quite a while, and they have even called and tried to correct that, because evidently enough drivers have gone through it where it's not worked out and been a headache for everybody involved, that they've tried to get that corrected, and it still hasn't been corrected. So just kind of interesting, you know, timing's a big deal, especially when we are on the clock. Time is of the essence, unless, you know, you're in a very broad, easy situation, a very, very, a half-day run or something away from Goshen, if you're leaving from Goshen. Timing is everything, and it's just a really potentially devastating thing. Thankfully I already filled up, and now I guess I can say, my first clip here, I was able to fill up, and I actually filled up too much. Well, I guess I'm now grateful for that. I still believe in the principle of making sure you're being thoughtful about not overpaying, but basically, if I were to have to stop again between now and drop off, that's going to push me way past being able to deliver on time, and maybe they won't even be lenient with me or give me grace, on that. Because I have this fuel, that means now I'm not going to have to stop, as I'm seemingly coming to a stop now, but I'm not going to have to stop and get fuel extra in between. So I guess that was just some extra grace for the day, being able to unfortunately have enough fuel to paying more for it per gallon, but going all the way to the drop off. And then I believe to the place that I want to be able to fill up at, I'll have enough fuel to go drop off completely and then come back partially to fill up again, so before the end of the day. So that'll be good. But yeah, timing is everything here. It's interesting with these loads that I do that are generally less than a full day's worth of driving away from where I live, which is really the sweet spot for me. I enjoy that. And when I say a full day, I mean literally I drive from my house to a location and back home within 11 hours, within 700 so miles. I really enjoy those trips. I'm not idling at night. I'm in my own bed, all those reasons. But this particular load, it's kind of that weird situation where, or more normal for most people, where I drive over half of a day, which means I'm not getting back until the next day. I've got to shut down at a certain point, and essentially that means that time is of the essence. If I'm going to drop off that same day, but it's close to the end of the day, then oh dear, that could be very exciting, getting that dropped off. So most deliveries for me don't come down to the wire like this unless something crazy happens, which unfortunately sometimes does, but usually it's noontime or whatever for me to be able to drop off. So this is one of these situations where it's on me to have called ahead and known this from the get-go, but it's just unfortunate, putting down a certain time to accept or not accept delivery. That's why put that down if it's not correct. And evidently it's never changed. It's always been this way. So just interesting to see that. But at the end of the day, before we point any fingers to anybody else or any transport company, whatever, it's on me. It's my choice to make sure I've got my ducks in a row and things are planned out properly, because I'm the guy who gets it from the lot to the dealership, and it's up to me to make sure that it fits within my parameters of how I want to do it. Do I want to break it up between 2 days, and really drive less than 11 hours in a day or whatnot, any number of those things. So unfortunately we are going 15 miles an hour here. I'm in the left lane. The right lane up here is closing down, so we'll see how long this interrupts things. GPS shows that the red is not too far down the road, but every slow down is going to add up. So yeah, 335 right now is what it's saying. So anyways, I'm going to get back to it and hopefully get out of here shortly to the slow down. And yeah, timing is of the essence. And yeah, I will catch you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, so I am now 26 miles away, but unfortunately, although drop off is at 3:30 and it is what it is, I'm going to be getting there at 3:44. So that is past the time. I have kept up to date with the gentleman who I've talked to a couple times now at the dealership. He's good with it. He's understanding. Again, just it can't be crazy late today. So good thing that we're not really stopping until we get there. It's a Ryder. He is living the dream in the back seat on the bed, and hopefully this should be a smooth drop off here in Missouri. So I did kind of forget the top part of Missouri, or whatever you want to say, here on well, I'm on 54 West right now, but there's really not a whole much out here. I mean, there's like a truck stop every once in a while, but it's pretty much just up down all day long with really nothing going out here. So that's kind of a refresher. It's been quite a while. So anyways, I will be at the dealership hopefully very soon, 25 miles now. So I will catch you guys when we get there. All right, guys, so we are at the dealership. They already know I'm here. I'm kind of like dead center of the whole place here. This place sells actual like mobile homes as well as campers, RVs and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get unhooked here for the most part, and just kind of wait on them to be able to do the full check-in. But you know, I was just thinking on the way here, and when I was pulling in, like, you know, I'm in the middle of nowhere, Missouri. You know, what would happen if I couldn't actually deliver today? There is nothing around here. I mean, it's just, in some parts of the country, it could be just downright ridiculous, having to wait an entire, you know, half of a day really to get to the point where I can actually drop off that next day. So extremely grateful again for this situation to be able to drop off. But at the end of the day, like, man, maybe you've been there where you have been late by a significant amount to where you had to wait till the next day. For me, honestly, it's only been a few times where I've been late, but it's been so late that, I mean, there wasn't really even a prayer. I mean, it was an hour or more late, to the point where it wasn't, you know, crunching the minutes. It was give up all hope. I mean, it is what it is. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get this unhooked and get going. All right, guys, so we do have our paperwork finished. Thankfully, they allowed me to drop off here kind of past their own timing. We did talk about the 8 to 5:30 situation. They've called the manufacturer. They've evidently called the transport company or transport companies. But when you have multiple transport companies maybe hauling for the same dealership, it may be, you know, difficult to track that down. But yeah, they've evidently called and tried to change the times of delivery. But at the end of the day, in this industry, with as is life, you know, being able to have your own personal accountability, it's ultimately up to us to verify and confirm literally everything. They're making assumptions in this business, at the very least, will cost you your time, can cost you money, which, I mean, those go hand in hand. But could be even bigger mistakes, assuming things from your, you know, day-to-day business operations with this business. So anyways, I'm gonna go smash some food, I believe, at a local restaurant just, I guess, less than a mile away here. I got some burgers, some chicken, some good food here in Hermitage, Missouri. Eat some food and head back home for today, and we will be out of here. I want to thank Mr. Ryder for being the great co-pilot that he is. He is a trooper for sure, holding the bathroom situation. And just let me know if you've ever had you know, these types of situations where it's come close, or you followed the instructions, or you know, did what the, you know, description says, and then found out, oh, that's wrong. You know, do you think it's the transport company's responsibility to confirm all this stuff and for it to be accurate for us to be able to follow it? Is it ultimately just our fault and our issues to deal with? Comment down below what you think about that. I've got mixed emotions about the whole thing. Could, you know, be partially their fault, but ultimately it's our fault, and it's just kind of a gray area. What are you really going to do about that? So anyways, I will catch you guys later. Hopefully you have a great day today. Stay safe, and God bless, guys.